I'm gonna put my money on Frank beating the pro on this final hole. I think you got, look at that beautiful drive. He's got a little bit of trouble. He also played in the 2012 US Open. Did we say that? Yeah. All right, guys, we got another treat for you today. We are at Suburban Golf Club in Union, New Jersey. This is an A.W. Tillinghast design. Courses around here like Ridgewood, Forest Hills, Plainfield Country Club. Very similar feel. It's gonna be tight today. Tight fairways, small greens, but we've got a treat. We're playing with Mark McCormick, who is the head pro here, and he also played in the 2012 US Open alongside Phil Mickelson. We've got some great stories. We're going to be playing with another buddy of mine, Kevin Grauer, who you've seen on the channel before. We played a bunch of courses with Kevin. He is hosting us today, so it's a beautiful day. Let's get out there.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice job, Frank.
So I always enjoy these opportunities when we get a chance to play with golfers the caliber of Mark, because although sometimes I understand as some of the more amateur golfers it can be intimidating to play with very good golfers, I like to look at it from the other side, which is there's always something to learn. Even if they're not directly instructing you in that moment, just watching the way that they attack the golf course, watching the things like their tempo, their rhythm, just the way they make their way around the course it's a learning experience. So any opportunity you get to play with someone who is more advanced than you, take it. Trust me, it is something that will make you a better golfer.
All right, Mark, so I know there's a lot of awesome stories you have to come out of the 2012 US Open, and we're going to get to those as we go through the round, because I'm curious. Kevin, he's mentioned a couple, but I want to talk first about this first hole. You said the pin is way in the back here. Challenging or what?
Yeah, when the pin's in the back, probably adds another half a stroke of difficulty to the hole. More times than not, most guys just start out with a bogey right off the bat, unless they hit a great second shot, because it's really tough to two-putt if you're on the front tier or miss the green, because it's a really small upper tier. So if you're not precise, you're probably going to make bogey.
And are we going to see a lot of smaller green complexes here at Suburban?
I think so. Yeah, overall the
style?
greens, yeah, are kind of small. You know, there's a couple that are a little bit bigger, but yeah, the majority is, compared to most courses, they're smaller greens.
All right, guys, small greens. It's moist. Let's see if we can not bogey this hole. Get down. Yeah, nice putt. You have some interesting stories. We teed it up earlier. You played in the 2012 US Open when it was out at Olympic. I believe it was Webb Simpson who won. What was that experience like?
I was 49 years old at the time, and this was going to be my last shot. So I was already committed that this is it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So one of our members here, Mark Cannizzaro, friend of mine I've gone to some Masters with, he writes for the New York Post, and he's been covering, you know, the PGA Tour for a long time, and he's become friendly with Phil. So when he heard that I qualified, and he knew, you know, I loved Phil and I'm a lefty, and he reached out to Phil and asked him, hey, you know, our pro is a lefty, just made it, big fan of yours, would we be able to set up a practice round with you? And he was like, sure, no problem, love to.
So he saw it as an opportunity to learn from another lefty?
Yeah. The cool thing was, he comes down to the first tee. Obviously, we all know who he is, but he still comes right up to you, shakes his hand, and says, "Hi, I'm Phil." And I'm saying to myself, "Yeah, no, you know what I mean?"
Exactly.
But he was as friendly as can be. We had a really good time, and one of the cool things was Tiger and Phil were paired together that week, so they were like 3 or 4 groups behind me. So the fairways were lined 10 people deep, and it was like crazy. You know, the people were just absolutely nuts. So they're in anticipation of Tiger and Phil, but they got to see me because they were waiting for him to come around. So that was pretty cool, just playing in front of like thousands and thousands of fans. And you know, I forget, it was like the 4th hole or something. I hit it out of a bunker to maybe 20 feet or so, and made the putt for par. Kind of forgot where I was, and next thing I know, like the crowd erupts, you know, and like, you know, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I was like, oh my God, that was incredible. So I got just a little bit of taste of, for a player, what that must be like to be playing in front of all those fans in a major championship. You know, it's just what a thrill.
Take a look at this par 3, 210, little postage stamp of a green, and a pin that is all the way to the right.
Strategy-wise, you don't want any part of that flag over that right bunker. So miss it left, at least you got plenty of green to work with. Miss it right, you could be there all day.
All day.
All right, that's where I'm going, I think.
I might have caught a piece on the left side. I've probably got like a 30-footer. I'll take that every time.
That's right at it, man. Have the legs. Nice shot.
I love the way you guys took my advice.
Yeah, right?
That's a tough shot, man.
All right, 4th hole here at Suburban. It's a beast. 430 yards. We're playing the tips. Mark's great. It's great watching him play, watching him lag putts really close. That's what these guys do. You know, I love seeing how they play the game with such finesse. They have such feel. Tempo is so slow. It's calming. But Mark and Kevin so far have been a great host. But wait till you see this hole. It is a challenge. Getting home in 2 here, it'll be something else. Let's see.
There it is. Yeah,
So Mark, tell us how long you've been here with Suburban.
my first year was 2000, so this is my 22nd year.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
22 years. And I heard there was I don't know if it was during that time, but there was a bit of I don't want to call it a renovation, but a little bit bringing it back to the original design, somewhere along the line.
We've been doing it pretty much all along. When I came back, when I first started in 2000, they were already in the process of putting in a new sprinkler system, putting in some new bunkers, reconfiguring some greens. But since then, yeah, we've done a lot of renovation and just bringing the course back to its original design and back to some of the pictures that we have from the 40s and 50s.
So has that been the goal, is to keep it as pure of a Tillinghast as possible? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, this is Tillinghast gem. You know, we were founded in 1896, but 1922 was when Tillinghast came in and designed the course. So we went from 6 holes to 9 holes and then to 18 holes. He just did a tremendous job. So yeah, we don't want to try to change too much. If anything, just, you know, bring it back to where it was.
All right, dude, you got to look at it. Mark was telling me that getting home in 2 here is like virtually impossible for amateurs. And you
really?
Look at it. You got 203 to the back. Probably going to play that number because you're all the way uphill.
Because it's uphill, yeah.
Oh, it's right at the flag, Frank.
We'll see how that
Be enough. Oh, you're up there. Dude, nice shot. Right side.
All right, so a second ago, I got myself caught up over here and quickly went from a par to a bogey on this hole. So I'm gonna have Mark show me how to hit this. So just a minute ago, Mark, I was here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to putt it because I'm more comfortable with it, and I got caught up in the grass.
Right.
And came up way short. So, I mean, I've even seen guys go this way with it and try to hit it themselves.
Too. I mean, you could also use like a hybrid, but what I like to use is I like to belly a wedge. So, I mean, I'm a lefty, but I'm just gonna show you, demonstrate a little, but you know, it's gonna, with the bounce, all right, you're gonna have an opportunity to have the club slide through the tall grass as opposed to like your putter, which is gonna get caught.
Right.
So this makes it a little bit easier, and I would just try to, you know, almost like your putting stroke, but just try to belly it so you're trying to hit the middle of the ball. So I'm a lefty, I'm trying this righty, so keep this in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Just like that, Frank.
Did that better from the other side of the ball than I did with this, but that makes a lot of sense. So you're gliding through rather than getting caught.
Yeah, almost like a putting stroke, but the bounce of the, you know, the wedge is gonna have that club glide right through the grass, and you're not gonna get caught up in it like you would with a putter.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Stellar. Oh my.
Dude, this might be the hardest shot I've ever faced in my
It
life.
might be the hardest shot of your entire career.
Oh my God, no.
Let's get a quick, this is why you play with
Mark,
the pros.
I need a pro for this. Calling in a pro.
We need to call in a professional consultation here.
Nice.
I think you pack it in.
Pray. No, but just no follow through. You're gonna close the face. Yeah, you're gonna swing almost pretty much as hard as you can. Hit like a couple inches behind it and just let it just dig right in and just no follow through. Just let it,
So
the
not
club
an
just.
open face. No. I would think you want it. Got it.
You want to use the leading edge to get down into the sand and under the ball.
All right.
Well, we know you don't have a problem digging, Mike.
What do you guys think? Do I get this out? Let me know.
Oh, good out! Look at that.
Good shot, man. You know
Almost
what I
broke my
mean?
back.
That would've been right
Yeah,
there.
right, dude. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, all right.
And that's why it's good to have a pro out here with you.
One time. Oh! So other than Phil out there at Olympic, any other pros you played with?
Yeah, so on Wednesday I played with Jordan Spieth, Matt Kuchar, and Gary Woodland. But funny when, you know, you're inside the ropes with Cooch and Woodland, they're such good friends. All they do is just rib each other the whole time. So, you know, you can't hear it at in the gallery, you know, at the ropes, but when you're on the green listening to them, they just go back and forth at each other all the time, just giving each other a hard time. It's so much fun.
Definitely have fun with each other. Now you played with them on Wednesday and you were with Phil on Tuesday?
I was with Phil on Tuesday.
That's what a week.
Yeah,
What a week.
I mean,
What a week.
yeah. I mean, the other cool thing was my caddy is Vinny Lopez. Now, I don't know if you know Vinny Lopez. Vinny was Springsteen's original drummer.
Really?
So he was on the first two albums. And so he came out with me to Olympic. And so he was like the celebrity. You know, I was playing in the tournament, but everybody wanted to talk to him. So when I was playing with Phil and Bones, like Bones was like all over Vinny. Just like loving, you know, because Vinny's a great storyteller about all the years, you know, he spent with Springsteen in the beginning and all that sort of stuff, which they love to talk about. And the last time Vinny had been out to San Francisco was in the early 70s when they had toured with the band. So he hadn't been out there since then. So he went to like some of the old sites and checked them out, and he had a great time, and everybody had a great time, you know, being the group with him.
Oh.
Drop. Great putt, great putt. Used to be a trolley line. It was called the Elizabeth and Morristown line. So Elizabeth is the town just to the right down here. Morristown's up in, you know, Morris County. It's a long way up. But a lot of members who lived in Elizabeth would take the trolley to the club and come right along here.
Right here.
Yeah, this was here well before the school. We eventually sold property to the school and they built a church and a school there. But prior to that, there was a trolley line that came right through here.
Can't hit any straighter than that. Go through. Oh! All right, so interesting fact here, it's a par 71, and I believe it's your son that holds the course record here.
Yeah, for the longest time it was always 64, 7 under par, and then a couple years ago he shot 63. Since then he's done it a couple of times, so we don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a tremendous score here. It is a challenging course, as I'm learning really fast, and I am, like I said, I'm on a quest to 3-putt every green here, and I'm so far doing pretty well with that.
The last 2 greens aren't any easier, so keep your hopes up.
Thanks. You know, for still being early in the season, April 1st, you know, right after the Masters here, happy with where some of my game is at. On this front 9, I've hit about 4 greens in regulation, which I'm happy with, but the putting definitely needs work. And what better place to work on it than these greens? Whew, what a challenge. Kevin, looks like we knew what we were doing on this hole, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
4 balls on the green all day. Right through.
4 balls on the green. That's a
All right, so who's playing?
rarity today.
Is it gonna turn? That was a dead straight shot.
Oh, slid at the end, man. That was right on, dude. Right on.
So I'm playing with Phil, and Butch shows up on the first tee. I'm like, oh great. Not only do I gotta, be nervous about playing with Phil, but I got like the best teacher of all time, like watching me swing. So there were 4 club pros that year that qualified for the US Open. One of them, I think it was from Ohio, was like a huge 49ers fan. Now remember, Olympic is in San Francisco. So I come out on Tuesday to play with Phil, and this club pro is decked out head to toe with San Francisco 49er gear, pants, belt, shirt, hat, everything. So I'm a Giants fan, and I had brought a New York Giants hat, but I'm like, I'm in San Francisco, probably not a good idea to wear the Giants hat, because we had just beat them in the NFC Championship game, and we had just won the Super Bowl. But after seeing this guy, I'm like, I'm wearing this hat. I don't care. People are gonna probably, say whatever they want to say about me. So we get onto the first hole, walking down the first fairway, and Butch comes walking over to me. He, I wasn't even introduced to him. He's like, you got a lot of nerve wearing that hat here in San Francisco. He's like, but I love it. He's like, it takes a lot of guts to wear that hat. He's like, I'm actually a big Giants fan, and I'm friends with the Mara family. He's like, I love it. He's like, you got a lot of guts wearing that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great ball, dude.
Oh, he went right for the tree.
Right at that tree.
All right, finally found myself in a slightly better position. Just took 9 holes to find myself in a slightly better position than Mark. So secretly, I want to see if I can get him on this hole.
I think I'm gonna put my money on Frank beating the pro on this final. I think you got. Look at that beautiful tree. I think you got.
And
he's got a little bit of trouble.
He's in a little bit
He
of
also
trouble.
played in the 2012 US Open. Did we say that?
And he's putting the lights out compared to what I'm doing out here today. But coming off a par on the last hole, finally get the putting in order. And I couldn't be in better position off the tee. So let's see what we can do. Yeah. All right, so here I am, middle of the fairway. Mark has got me by about 30 yards, but he's just slightly off to the side there. I'm sure he's gonna put it close, get out of here par at the worst, so I gotta make a good shot here.
Coming back.
Oh, don't come back.
Learn how to do that. Coming back.
All right, this green is dramatically sloping from front to back, and Mark just found himself off the back. I didn't quite fly to the pin, and it came back a little bit, as you may have saw. So I've got a long uphill putt, and he's gonna be coming downhill. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I knew he'd come out of here with no less than a par.
Yep. All right.
No worse than a par.
All right, so you got to get it. All right, Frank's got a chance to beat the pro on this hole. I know he wanted to close out the round like this.
Mark's in, so there's no point in leaving it short, this birdie putt.
Yep.
Up the hill.
You have a read.
Gonna break left to right.
Yep.
Uphill.
Okay.
These speeds have had me all day. Don't leave it short.
Don't leave it short, he says. Oh, and he's not going to.
I know I deserved it.
You know.
I deserved it.
Yeah, that eagle fly.
Mark, thanks again, dude.
Thank
what
you.
a pleasure.
Enjoyed it. Yeah,
Fun
glad
playing
you
with
could make
you.
it out.
Love the club. Kevin, always a pleasure, buddy.
Yes.
Thanks for playing with you. Guys, come check out Suburban, Union, New Jersey. Beautiful course. Had a lot of fun out here. We'll talk to you guys soon.